Hi, and welcome to episode number 8 of the Fit for Any Battle podcast. We have a lot to celebrate today. On Wednesday, 2 days ago, I received my third chemotherapy treatment, and that means I am 50% of the way done, halfway done. Yes! The FitFab workout is absolutely helping out in keeping my body feeling great. In fact, 2.5 hours after my chemotherapy treatment, I went on a massive bike ride with the 512 wheelie crew here in Austin. And this ride was nothing but hills. Keep in mind, we're not on a multi-speed bike, so I don't have a lot of gears. I have one gear, and it's a BMX bike. So as you can imagine, going up the hills, you're either rocking the bike side to side, or in my case, because I want to get a really good leg workout, I stay seated and I just mash those pedals and go up the hill. That was Wednesday, and I was beat after that. Then Thursday came and a cold front came in. So if you can imagine, on Wednesday, I was in a t-shirt, shorts, and high tops. On Thursday, we were bundled up head to toe, and we went on another 20-mile bike ride. The first probably 15, 20 minutes, it felt like I was riding my bike through the mud with a flat tire, and that was because my legs just didn't have any energy in them. However, about 15 minutes in, my legs started to perk back up and the ride was on. We were crushing it. That was last night. Then I came home and got to sleep in today. That felt really good because, as you notice, I have a little dark circles under my eyes. The chemotherapy Taxotere does have a chance of creating bruising and other darkening of our skin, changes to our skin. I noticed that my legs are a bit dry as far as the skin goes, and that's just all to be expected. After this chemotherapy treatment, my teeth didn't really feel thin and feel weird for more than a couple hours. And I've been telling you about this wave of yuck that's been coming in. So to recap, for prostate cancer and the aggressive prostate cancer, I'm on 3 sessions of chemotherapy so far out of 6. Each chemotherapy treatment is spaced out every 3 weeks. And I was expecting to feel really bad after each chemotherapy treatment and expecting that I was going to feel worse and worse and worse as it went. However, I put my mind to it and said, I'm going to use exercise, I'm going to use positive thinking, I'm going to use a good diet, and I'm going to just crush through this thing and move past it. And it turns out that's working. I don't feel yuck. And in fact, with this chemotherapy treatment, that wave of yuck that I've been talking about never showed up. It's been 2 days. I feel great. My legs are completely exhausted because I went on two nights of bike rides. Tonight is a shoulder workout, so at least my legs will get a little bit of reprieve. But overall, this is a doable process. This is a doable plan. I would encourage you to go to fitforanybbattle.com. Look at the links for the podcast, for the book, get as much information as you can. There's a link there to the app store so you can download the companion app and get in the gym. Get yourself lifting weights using the FitFab methodology. It'll protect you from injuries. It'll strengthen your body. And in fact, I'm getting stronger through chemotherapy treatment. This week, I met with Beth Hellerstedt, who is my oncologist at Texas Oncology, and the one that I would recommend to anyone in Texas who has got aggressive prostate cancer. She is crushing it for me. And when I told her that I had no real side effects and that my body was feeling stronger, she was tickled pink. There are just not that many stories about this. However, the case is really simple. Exercise, a good diet, and a positive mental outlook can really push us through these things. In fact, yesterday, I was thinking that I needed a nap. I felt a little bit of fatigue, but that probably was from the bike ride. And instead of going to sleep and taking a nap, I grabbed the dogs and I went for a 15-minute bike ride and I felt great. Getting up, moving, getting our immune system activated because our immune system doesn't have a heart to pump. In the case of the immune system, the white blood cells and the lymphatic fluid, it really doesn't move unless our muscles move. because the body has a heart to pump blood. It doesn't have the same thing for the lymphatic system. So if we want to heal, we want to heal fast, you got to get up and move. That's the main gist. So let's talk about the hair loss, which is on the top of most people's mind as they look at me, because my beard is pretty weak. If you can tell, it's scraggly, but it's still there. It still looks like a beard. And for some of my friends, they said that they really didn't even notice my beard went away. That makes me feel better, but man, is it thin. The hair on my head has stopped falling out, which is fantastic. I'm able to keep my hairstyle going with as little hair as I have left. About 2/3 or a little bit more than that has fallen out so far. But because I'm using that cold capping method where it freezes my head, I'm using the mitts on my hands and the boots on my feet that are filled with frozen gel packs to keep them cold during chemotherapy. I don't have neuropathy in my hands or my feet, and that is a really great sign. Typically, your hands and your feet will get numb from Taxotere because it is causing damage on the nerves. Now, I am also taking L-glutamine. Can't find it right off the bat here, but L-glutamine will help protect the nerve endings because there's a sheath on the end of each nerve that the L-glutamine helps protect from Taxotere, removing it and damaging our nerves. The other thing that should be mindful on hair loss is you'll notice that I have a little bit of missing eyebrow. That went away this week. I don't know what happened, but it decided it wanted to get that chunk out the door. The other thing is I noticed that my legs were a little dry earlier this week, and so I was moisturizing them and noticed that I don't have any hair on my legs anymore. I believe sometime around Monday or Tuesday this past week, my hair loss extended to my legs. I don't put anything on my legs to protect it from hair loss. It's just going to do what's got to do. And now I have smooth as a baby's bottom as far as my legs go. So in a moment here, we're going to talk about the weight gain from prednisone. So stay tuned. The sponsor for today's Fit for Any Battle podcast is Update Everyone. Going through cancer treatment has been really tough. Keeping everybody in my support group updated has all of its own challenges. With Update Everyone, they assign me a telephone number, and I send a simple text message to that phone number with an update on how things are going. They then send it to every single person in my support group without me having to do a thing. No more Twitter messages, no more Instagram messages, no more Facebook messages, no more Facebook posts, not even a simple SMS to every single person on my support group. So with Update Everyone, I send one message and I get back to healing. You can too. Go to updateeveryone.com. So let's talk about weight gain. Along with the abiraterone acetate, I am being given a 5 milligram pill of prednisone every day. If I don't take the prednisone with the abiraterone acetate, it's actually life-threatening. I'm not sure why, but there is this need to take prednisone along with abiraterone acetate, which helps me keep my testosterone at a very insignificant number, like 0. The prednisone has 2 factors for weight gain. It has fat increase and water retention. If you'll notice, my face, compared to the first few episodes, probably looks a little more filled out. However, that's because the prednisone is causing me to put on a little bit of weight. Even though I'm working out 7 days a week, I am biking like a fiend and doing everything I need to do. I am drinking a ton of water, so that's putting on water weight. And then also the ferocious appetite that comes along with prednisone is no joke. I'm trying my best to find ways to reduce the amount of food that I'm eating, but it's almost as if my body had a signal that said, keep eating, you won't notice when you're full, and eventually your belly will just bloat out and away you go. That happened a couple times, and I couldn't figure out what had happened because I normally could restrain myself from eating a lot. And unfortunately, the prednisone just sort of takes that and throws it out the window and says, oh, just eat as much as you want. So the weight gain is a little bit of a challenge. I'm adding a little bit more cardio to my workout regimen. And unfortunately, I think it's just a factor of life that prednisone is going to put a little weight on. And as soon as we're done with the abiraterone acetate, we're going to take the prednisone off, and the weight should come back down. I'm also looking at, I talked to Beth Hellerstedt at Texas Oncology the other day, and after the chemotherapy is finished and for 3 weeks after, then I can start something called semaglutide. That is an amino acid that will help with weight reduction from the prednisone. So I will record some video podcasts about the weight loss as well, as I take and add the semaglutide to bring my body down about the 5 to 7 pounds that it has put on from excess weight due to the prednisone. Now, one of the other things that I noticed besides the hair loss on my legs, the hair loss on my eyebrow, is a darkening circle under my eyes. My sleep schedule has been adjusted a bit because I am now going to the gym at 9 p.m. at night, get home. I'm having a hard time getting back to sleep because the exercise really does juice up my energy level, and I have to bring it back down to get to sleep. And if I don't get enough sleep, my eyes form dark circles probably easier than anyone else. However, I was told that it is one of the common side effects of chemotherapy is darkening circles. So the other day, while I was at the oncologist office, they recommended I get these patches. They're called gold patches. I think they're actually made with 24 karat gold, or at least they're pretending to make them with 24 karat gold. And you place them underneath your eyes, and they help with the darkening of the eyes. It helps enrich, and I'm going to be using those. So by next week, I'll have used them for a week straight, and you'll be able to see if my eyes actually look a little better. I am noticing some mild bruising. If you look right here, you can see a bruise. I don't know where that came from. Nothing poked me. It's just unusual. However, I'm noticing that my body is bruising a little bit more than it used to. That is a side effect of Taxotere. If you're taking Taxotere and you're seeing bruising, that's just normal. Pay attention to things, see how much pressure it takes to create a bruise, and then just keep yourself out of those things that are going to cause trauma to your body, because each bruise, our body has to go and fight it. And this gets us into the concept of our immune system and how our immune system helps fight things on our body. Our heart pumps blood throughout our body, and that allows our cardiovascular system to work when we're laying down. However, if we're laying down, our immune system doesn't do much. We don't have a pump to pump the white blood cells and the lymphatic fluid around our bodies. So it requires us to get out and exercise. That's why I recommend the Fit for Any Battle workout methodology. That program, it works. I'm doing 2 bike rides a week. I'm doing 5 nights at the gym, and I am feeling fantastic. The immunotherapy treatment that I had previously for lymphoma proved to me that we need to get our bodies moving to get the immunotherapy going throughout our body. And with chemotherapy, the same thing is true. We have to get the chemotherapy on our body, but we also have to get it out of our body. And the way we do that is by exercise, drinking a lot of water, staying super hydrated, going to the bathroom a lot. Over the first few days, we get all of that stuff out of our body. I'm feeling fantastic. That wave of yuck that I have been talking about that stays offshore, and if I lay down, it comes onshore, that's not even here anymore. This 3rd round of chemotherapy, I feel 110% 2 days after chemotherapy. I felt 110% the day of chemotherapy, the next day. So next week, when I record the next podcast, you'll be able to tell whether or not I'm still feeling as great as I do today. The first chemotherapy, that wave of yuck was there for about a week. The second chemotherapy treatment, it was there for about 3 days. This chemotherapy treatment, the only thing that I felt after chemo was my teeth felt thin, even though they didn't actually decrease in size. They felt thin and almost fragile, but they're super strong. It's just this weird thing that happens with our nerve endings as the Taxotere goes throughout our body trying to find and kill cancer. All right. Next week, we will be having our first episode after the third round of chemotherapy treatment. So you'll be able to see what changes my body has had. Maybe my eyebrow will continue to decrease in size. My leg hair is gone. So that's obviously something that we're going to watch and see if it continues to move up the body. And I'll be working out every day. I encourage you to do so too. There's a mobile app, there's a book, and you can listen to all the podcasts on the fitforandybattle.com website. And I would encourage you to do that to start your journey on getting better and stronger for a future health battle. I'll see you soon. Thanks for listening to today's Fit for Any Battle podcast. Prostate cancer is no joke. And each week, I'm going to be giving you a quick look into the world of how it goes for treatment and recovery. So don't forget to hit that like button and smash that subscribe button to get those weekly updates.